Hello and welcome to the Forensic Diaries podcast featured by Forensic Times. So my name is Hrithik and I'm your host for today's episode. And today we are going to discuss about one of the most mysterious death case of India that shook the whole country but at last remained undetermined. Yes, the Noida double murder case, or more famously known as Arushi murder case. So a 13-year-old girl child named Arushi and a 45-year-old live-in domestic worker Hemraj were severely murdered in the flat with no trace behind. So why they were killed? Who was behind this all? Was the parents of Arushi, Dr. Rajesh and Nupur Talwar, hiding anything? Why the case remained a mystery started from 2008 till 2018? And many more such questions. So let's today revisit into the whole scenario of this case and try to understand what this case actually was. So the incident occurred between 15th and 16th May from midnight 12 am to 6 am. According to the parents, around 11 pm, Rajesh asked Nupur to switch on the internet router which was in the Arushi's room. When Nupur came to Arushi's room, the teenager was reading Chetan Bhagat's 3 Mistakes of My Life. Nupur switched on the router and returned to her room. The exact sequence of events between midnight and 6 am could not be determined by the investigators with certainty. According to the post-mortem reports, Arushi and Hemraj were killed between 12 am and 1 am. On 16th May 2008, which was a Friday, the family housemaid Bharti Mandal rang the doorbell around 6 am. She had been employed 6 days earlier. Every day, Hemraj would open the door for her. Nupur and Rajesh were late risers. But this time, nobody opened the door even after she rang for a second time. She later stated that she tried to push the door from the outside, but it didn't open. Then she rang the bell for the third time and Nupur arrived and remarked that Hemraj must have gone outside to feed milk and must have locked the door from outside. She asked Bharti to wait outside until Hemraj returns. Bharti did not want to wait and asked Nupur to throw the keys, and Nupur asked her to go downstairs so that she can throw the keys from the balcony. Nupur then called Hemraj's mobile phone, but the call was abruptly cut. When she tried to call him again, the phone appeared to have been switched off. According to the Talwars, by this time Rajesh also woke up. He entered the living room and saw a near-empty Scotch whiskey bottle on the dining table, which surprised him. He asked Nupur who had kept this bottle there and then, alarmed, asked her to check the Arushi's room. Arushi's room has a self-locking door. It wouldn't generally be locked. It could be opened from inside and from outside with the help of a key. But the couple found it unlocked on the morning. When they entered the room, they saw Arushi's dead body lying on her bed. Rajesh started screaming and Nupur remained silent. At the start, the missing servant Hemraj was considered as the prime suspect. When in this police complaint, Rajesh blamed Hemraj for the daughter's murder. He repeatedly told the police to catch Hemraj instead of wasting time in the apartment and offered them 25,000 to rush to the Hemraj native village in Nepal. The police suspected that Hemraj enters Arushi room in an intimate state after consuming Scotch whiskey and tried to sexually assault her. When she resisted, he killed her with kukri, which is a Nepali knife. Police announced a reward of 20,000 for tips to leading his. On the morning of 16th May, the visitors to the Talwar's house noticed some blood stains on the terrace door handle. Rajesh's former colleagues Rajiv Kumar and Rohit Kochar later told the police that they saw blood stains on the terrace door, its lock and the staircase leading to the terrace. While visiting the Talwar's house, they had taken the stairs to the terrace by mistake. However, several other witnesses testified that they had not noticed any blood stains on the staircase in the morning, but they didn't took into consideration and door remained closed till next day. Then, on the 17th May, a partially decomposed body was found on the terrace of the house. When identified, it was of the worker Hemraj, who was considered as a prime suspect. Now the parents were under the course of accusation because there was no other at that night in the house except him. The operandi of both the murders were same, like a deep cut made to the throat. As per analysis, the cut was so clean that it looked like as if it was done by someone professional, and Arushi's dad was a doctor by profession. In this case, the police was criticized by the courts as they were unable to reach the crime scene in a valid time and even was failed to collect and preserve the evidences properly. But by taking all these things into consideration, the case was transferred to the CBI. So as there was no ray of light in the way of the investigation of CBI, they used narco-analysis test as it is done in very rare cases. They used it on the parents of Arushi and the friends of Hemraj as they were also one of the suspects in the case. They tried to get some hidden statements from their mouth, but there was nothing that could be used as a firm evidence. Then in 2009, the CBI handed over the investigation to the new team, which recommended closing the case due to critical gaps in the evidence. Based on the circumstantial evidence, it is named Rajesh Talwar as a sole suspect but refused to charge him due to the lack of hard evidence. The parents opposed the closure report, calling CBI suspicion on Rajesh was baseless. Subsequently, a special CBI court rejected the CBI's claim that was not enough evidence and ordered proceeding against the Talwar. In November 2013, the parents were convicted and sentenced to the life imprisonment. But many critics argued that the judgment was based on the weak evidence. The Talwar challenged the decision in the Allahabad High Court. So ये था आरुषि मर्डर केस. बहुत लोगों ने इस पे बात की, चर्चा की, मीडिया से बहुत बड़ा कवरेज मिला, सबने इन्वेस्टिगेशन की, पर एट लास्ट ये केस मिस्ट्री बन के ही रह गया. सो इस केस से हमें फॉरेंसिक पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू से क्या सीखने को मिलता है कि जो भी ऑफिशियल्स या फिर कोई ऑथराइज पर्सन जब क्राइम सीन पे विजिट करता है तो उस इंसान को एटलीस्ट मिनिमम लेवल ऑफ फॉरेंसिक नॉलेज होनी चाहिए. एविडेंस को कैसे कलेक्ट करते हैं, उनको कैसे प्रिजर्व करते हैं, कितने टाइम तक उन्हें रखना चाहिए और उनको कितने टाइम के बाद लैब्स में भेज देना चाहिए. इस केस का सबसे बड़ा ड्रॉबैक यही रहा कि क्राइम सीन को प्रिजर्व नहीं किया गया था, एविडेंस को प्रॉपरली पैक नहीं किया गया था, वो टेम्पर्ड हो चुके थे और इसी कारण ये केस एक मिस्ट्री बन के रह गया. एक फुलफिल्ड फैमिली ने अपनी बेटी खो दी, समाज ने उन पे उंगलियां उठाई, सब लोग उनके खिलाफ हो चुके थे, पर एट लास्ट उनको जस्टिस मिल गया. एविडेंसेस वर्दी नहीं थे, ना ही वो इतने हार्ड थे कि उनके ऊपर कोई फर्म डिसीजंस जारी किए जाए. सो 12 अक्टूबर 2017 को कोर्ट ने आरुषि के पेरेंट्स को रिहा कर दिया, ये बोलकर कि एविडेंसेस सेटिस्फैक्टरी नहीं है. और इसी के साथ उन्होंने पुलिस, सीबीआई और मीडिया को बहुत ज़्यादा क्रिटिसाइज़ किया कि उन्होंने इन्वेस्टिगेशन प्रॉपरली नहीं की. उसके बाद 8 मार्च 2018 को सीबीआई ने फिर से उस एक्वाइटल को चैलेंज किया सुप्रीम कोर्ट में, पर द केस रिमेन्स अनसॉल्व्ड. होप यू ऑल फाइंड इट इंटरेस्टिंग. और ऐसे केस के लिए हमारे साथ जुड़े रहिए. दिस साइड योर होस्ट ऋतिक. You can also connect with us, theforensictimes@gmail.com. So be creative, be innovative, stay tuned, stay safe, and peace out.